Good. So this is
recording in progress.
Let's start, guys. This is unusual setup today, but at the same time, we are getting closer and closer to you, to the community. And I think that Mike and other people from the team will help today to add newcomers who are joining us late. So today we meet the health team, Anna and Dennis, and you already all know about this project. I guess everyone here has participated in the health IDO, and we want to make this discussion in open, transparent, and fair way, because the health team has a lot to say to our community, and our community has a lot of questions to the health team, and the whole idea, the whole mission of decentralized projects and community is transparency, fairness, and trust. And DeHealth is fully committed to follow this vision. That is why they also supported very intensively this idea to make such an open webinar. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Anna.
Hello, guys. I have small addition. This is recorded, and we will put this later in our YouTube. So all who could not watch this but participated in the health and interested about the health, they can do this later.
Yeah. Thank you, Stan. So, Stan, do you want? Yeah, I'm sorry. I think. I don't know why I again see D in the screen, but maybe we should.
I don't see anybody.
Okay, so Anna, Dennis, we know that also last week you were facing a lot of problems, not only with the market, but also with the geopolitical situation. You moved the team to the safe places, the part of the team that has been in Ukraine, and in parallel at the same time, you faced some unprofessional behavior from one of your suppliers, but I don't want to spoil the conversation too much. I want to ask you, how are you guys? And maybe can you give us some light on the shadows on what has happened with the health during the last 2 weeks since you made your IDO, and since a lot of things has turned upside down?
Thank you, Scalewap team. Thank you, CyberFi and other launch pads who supported us and supported our project on the 21st of February. We had successful IDO, regardless the fact that the market was red. It was dead, basically. Today, we decided to organize this meeting in a new mode in Zoom, so that, as Nelly put it, we are closer to our community. And if you want, you can even have a chance to talk and not only ask your questions in chat, but you can verbalize your question. And you can also provide feedback about this meeting, this event. We are going to tell you about our project, what has been happening over the last few weeks after IDO, what are our future plans, and what we are going to do next. But before we begin, we would like to say that our country is at war. Russia started this premeditated invasion, unprovoked invasion. And you know that in Ukraine, we have a very successful pilot project we had a team of developers, R&D, and a lot of our employees, a lot of our teammates were physically based in Ukraine the moment Russian troops invaded and our cities were shelled. I just wanted to add that a week before IDO, we relocated our headquarters to Kyiv, and we invited all our partners to relocate to Kyiv. There were people from Great Britain, so they came to visit. There were visitors from other countries, from overseas, from the United States, and they were there in order to do IDO with us together. And when the war started, we were all in our office, and that was a terrible time, terrible moment, because for 2 weeks we were busy trying to evacuate those people and their families, because some of them came with families. They were not citizens of Ukraine, and because the airspace was closed, the civilian aviation wasn't working, and they had difficulty leaving the country. So that took a personal toll on us, because they had to evacuate and under bombs physically. On the 24th of February, everything changed. And that was the moment when we were trying to save our lives and lives of our colleagues, our allies. One of our partners, who was our advisor in listing, in cryptocurrency issuing, his name is Alexander Mott, and he represents the company called Peanut, together with market makers from Gobit company, who are based in Russia. So they did the fraud. They committed a fraud while we were trying to save our lives. As you probably know, because we already mentioned that in our chats, we had a contract with Alex Momot, and the liquidity was intended for our HLT token. And those tokens were necessary to support the liquidity. And he had tokens as an advisor, so we issued him quite a lot of tokens. And when we were trying to evacuate, he was not in Kyiv. He just took the whole liquidity, and the value of the token dropped significantly, and you could see that.
Sorry for interruption, Anna. Maybe for this very emotional speech. So we are all supporting Ukraine. Part of Scalewap team is from Ukraine. I personally am from Ukraine. So this topic is very seriously, or we take very seriously, and we do what we can do for this. And we are. It's good that you could evacuate and could, let's say, do everything for your team. Also, what is important. But I wanted to make this bit more chronologically, this conversation. So basically, maybe Dennis, from you can tell what really was happening. So this market maker, Alex Momot, who is from Peanut Trade, he is quite known in small circles in Ukraine. What has he done? Basically, what have you done? What was the agreement with him, and what has he done?
As Anna already mentioned, he was one of our first advisors, and he was our partner in HLT DeHealth network project. His main role was to define the strategy for our company development, and him as a market maker, so he had to lead us to the market. and he developed listing strategy for us. Before IDO, we created DeHealth market making group, and there were representatives of Launchpad, and they were directly asking Alex how he is going to take HLT token to the market. We've been preparing to IDO for a few months. We did marketing, AMA sessions, etc. Between the 18th to the 21st of February, we had IDO on Scalewap, CyberFi, DAO Starter, LunaPad, and IC Finance. On the 22nd of February, that was the listing date on decentralized market PancakeSwap. According to our agreement, Alex and his team Peanut Trade during the TGA moment when all investors already received their tokens. So Alex had to make the trade pair HLT and USDT in the market. He had to add liquidity there so that the trade starts. His analysts, assured us that we will have X5 from listing price. IDO price was 4 cents, USD cents. The starting price of the listing was 8 cents, so 40 cents basically had to be the price after we entered the market. So this is what Alex had to do. Instead, what he did, 6 hours before TGE, so not during TGE, but 6 hours before that, he created this trade pair when no one had tokens. His team, his employees started trading. We started receiving a lot of questions from community. People were bewildered. What's happening? Why trade has started prematurely? So he only had to prepare the trade pair, but he wasn't supposed to start trading. But this is what he did. He put the price of the token up and then he crushed it. I had a feeling, and not only myself, but the community had a feeling as if the administration of the project, that is myself, Anna, and my team, before the token it was on the hands of the investors, that we started selling the tokens. I can assure you that this is not true. We have all the evidence. Alex started selling tokens that we gave him as market maker. He started massive sale, which led to sharp depreciation before the official trade, and the price dropped significantly, plummeted. But that was before the beginning of the trade. The price of the token was decided by the market. I don't remember clearly, but I believe that was around 8 cents. And that was the price that we were trying to keep, balancing supply and demand. So that was according to market value and marking estimates. After that, Alex Momot, together with his team, started taking the liquidity, and the price dropped. What Alex did, another thing that he did, he was blackmailing us. He said that we have to pay for his service, $50,000. And there was quite negative atmosphere in the community because they saw that we were probably selling our tokens and the price plummeted. We were trying to talk to him, and we said that we didn't make such arrangements with him, so his interest is just 1% of tokens from the whole emission. That is 10 million tokens, and he wasn't supposed to sell them according to the contract we had with Alex. So that was the amount of tokens that he had to include into the listing, and that was according to our tokenomics. The same was true in all launch pads. We made the arrangement that we give them the tokens according to the contract, and once a month, according to this contract, they will get the certain amount of token according to TGE. But Alex cheated us. He started selling his tokens, and that affected the liquidity, and he was also blackmailing us. If we follow the events chronologically, there is the Russian company that works together with Alex. Alex introduced this company to us as a market maker. According to agreement, Alex, together with his company, Penetrate, he had to list us correctly in PancakeSwap market. Godbit, that's the company from Russia, so they had to strategically support market making. All those events, they were happening between the 22nd to the 24th of February. On the 24th of February, we called the Godbit company, and we said that Momot is a fraudster, he's a scammer, we have to do something immediately. But we didn't know that they were accomplices of the crime. We had a contract with Godbit. They say, okay, send us 2 million HLT tokens and $75,000 so that we can keep the level of token keep the token at a certain level. We did as they requested in 10 minutes, and we see that nothing is happening with token. Momot keeps killing our token. Then we approached Godbit again, asking, what's happening? Why aren't you doing the market making? And they say, we didn't receive any money from you. We received tokens, but we didn't receive $75,000. We did transfers to USDT. We sent $225,000 to Alex for liquidity and $75,000 to Godbit. We provided them the hash transaction. Everybody is good at blockchain, at cryptocurrency. So there was the proof, evidence. And they say that we still didn't get it. So that's not your wallet. It wasn't you who sent it. Anna said, okay, we will wire another $10 to you just to prove that this is our wallet. When we wired another $10, they said, we know nothing. And if you have any questions, address them to Alex Momot. If Alex says that we should continue cooperation with you, we will do so. We were trying to say that we have a contract with you and we wired you the money, so they wouldn't listen. Momot kept blackmailing us. he didn't provide us the service he was supposed to in market making. He was killing our project. He didn't even deny that. He was trying to find some justification. He said that we didn't meet our commitments. We didn't meet commitments to him, to investors, and there were like lots of excuses and lots of justifications. And at that time, Russian troops invaded into Ukraine and the full-scale war started. The contractors that we work with, we pay them, we make down payments, so we do not owe money anybody. We made advance payment to Godbit, 50%. We wired the full amount of money for liquidity. Important news is that we press charges against Alex. We involved cyber police because cyber police is our partner, not only on paper, but we have very good cooperation with them. And the police started investigation. They looked at our transactions and at our contracts, and they said that this is a fraud scheme. And given the fact that this is Russian-Ukrainian war that's now ongoing,
Connection seems broken, right? Or not?
yes. So there is no connection from Anna and Dennis. They froze.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hopefully it will restore soon.
You can ask them in PM.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, guys, I see that Yaroslav, Alex Scorpio, and Martina asking questions in the chat. So guys,
But first, I will ask questions.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell that, guys, don't worry. We will definitely take time to answer your questions as well. So please be patient. We will not miss your questions, definitely.
Yes. Let's give it a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think the health team will rejoin soon.
Since we did our own investigation on this case,
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, please continue, Stan.
No, since we did so, hi guys. Miroslava, Anna, Denis, can I ask some questions in between? You are back, right? Do you hear us?
Yes, they can hear you. Yes, please
Perfect,
go ahead with your question.
Perfect. Now, first of all, very important for us as decentralized community is also to keep or try to keep as objective as possible over the borders, you know. Also, we are from Ukraine. We know that Godbit is from Russia, but Peanut Trade is from Ukraine. It's a Ukrainian company. And it's also important to understand that especially in this very difficult situation, a guy from Ukraine company made this with you project. This is basically even worse as it would be from Russia, in my point of view. From our network and knowledge, Godbit is a more legit company so far, and I know Godbit is working with Ukrainian companies, with Ukrainian blockchain projects, but we didn't have experience, so that I cannot really 100% tell about Godbit. But as far as we did investigation, indeed, the market maker decided to sell off tokens, and you can, I mean, you don't need to be genius. You can just go to PancakeSwap, open a smart contract of the pool, and investigate the transactions. This was really the case. The question is why he did so. So what was the reason? What do you think was the reason for this behavior? What is really fraudulent?
As for the motives, we have a few theories, a few ideas, and we think that the motive is absolutely absurd. We kept asking him questions, and he says, you asked too many questions, and you just, I was fed up with your questions, way too many. He was our advisor. He was the person who we were to ask those questions, because we are from healthcare sector. We created a very successful pilot project that is being used by millions of doctors and patients. And the idea is to save human lives. We involved the best experts in cryptocurrency sector who could put it into a project, into one single project together with us. That was the motive that he had. Maybe there were some private motives. I don't know. That's a mystery to us. We would love to know. Unfortunately, very much unfortunately for Alex, who we used to respect and value, as we did to all members of our team, unfortunately for him, that's the question, that's the case that is being investigated by the National Police of Ukraine, Cyber Police of Ukraine, and they are trying to get the answers to this question in Russia as well, because he is accomplice with a Russian company, and that happened when the war started. Yeah, we all cooperated with Russian companies, and we didn't even have a suspicion that anything like that might happen. But what he did, that coincided exactly with the moment when we were attacked, we were invaded by Russian troops. And the founders of Godbit company were in Russia. He contributed to that because he was the mastermind behind it. And police thinks that that's the motive. And I think that there is his punishment, according to sentencing guidelines in Ukraine, is going to be 15 years in jail. So as Anna said, charges were pressed against him, and the police is now investigating this case. Regardless the fact that we have ongoing war in Ukraine, Cyber Police started the investigation. And I know some time ago there was another case related to that person. Unfortunately, this is investigation materials and we cannot disclose this information. We were warned because this person has a lot of accomplices. We don't know the names of those people. We only know about Godbit. That's why there is ongoing investigation. The police is working on that case. Unfortunately, we have to waste a lot of our time trying to help police. And there were a lot of things that were unexpected, that we did not expect. First of all, that's war, evacuation of our people. Our office was converted into shelter. We had to deliver food to those people and essentials. We also deliver medication to Ukraine from Europe. We also work with Armed Forces of Ukraine, with the Ministry of Healthcare of Ukraine. We have shipped medication worth $3 million. So investigating this issue, trying to address this problem. We also had other challenges like war.
Yeah.
And we also had action plan that we developed during this time. And I just hope that we will find the way out. Before we answer your questions, or regarding the first part of our meeting or we move on to discussing our plan, we just wanted to assure you that we are here. We haven't disappeared. We haven't fled. We were in touch with our community. We were trying to address all the worries that they had, and we are grateful. We are grateful to all of you for your support and understanding. As all Ukrainians, we are fighting against absolutely immoral enemy, monstrous enemy. The whole world stands with Ukraine, and we are ready to share what our plans for the future are.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. We all hope that this will end very soon, because every day is a day, to a bad future. Therefore, let's hope for this. But let's say, so we understood, and it can be really proven, thanks to blockchain, that there is one or two addresses which traded the tokens. It is also clear that the tokens and also liquidity was in hands of other person, of your market maker, and therefore it's so important for projects, by the way, to work with right professionals. But of course, you never know. This is blockchain space, and there is no central authority which can prohibit doing something. You have tokens on your wallet, and you can do whatever you like. That's the reality. So this is a problem of having this freedom, what we have with blockchain. So maybe you can elaborate what let's say, recovery plans. What do you want to do in future? What is high level your step plan, let's say, to recover from this? Because we understand that you take this seriously, and you want to stay with the project, you want to continue, and but the situation is double difficult with the war. But I hope you have something also, some plans.
I would like to answer your last question about our plan. And also, because we have ongoing war in Ukraine, a lot of humanitarian aid is being shipped to Ukraine. A lot of money is sent to Ukraine. Even crypto community raised more than $120 million to support Ukraine. Scalewap also made a significant contribution, and you exerted efforts to make this happen. Thank you for this support. And you want to know how the funds that we raised are used in Ukraine. Before the war, before the active hostilities, the United Nations organization, WHO, and us, we discussed how we can use HLT token as a target mechanism, as a mechanism of target assistance, medical assistance. And now the time is ripe to use this mechanism, to apply this mechanism. Myself and my team, we are now elaborating on how this mechanism is going to work. In a nutshell, imagine you have not the organization like the Ministry of Healthcare of Ukraine, but let's say it's a medical institution, military medical institution, or governmental medical institution that is in need for medication. There is another company, for example, pharmaceutical company, that can supply medication. They are based in Europe. There is third party. This is donor, let's say. It's an ordinary person that might be based in Switzerland, for example, who wants to help Ukraine by sending 1,000 USDT. We create a mechanism that's going to be dashboard. The medical facility can enter this dashboard, and they will give the list of medication that they are in need of through a different account. The supplier of the medication from Europe will also enter this platform, and he says, okay, I can provide the following medication that is on your list. We do it through HLT token. And HLT token is not used as money, but as a coupon, as a medical coupon. For example, the donor, who is a private person from Switzerland, he needs to buy HLT token in the market for 1,000 USDT in pair, and he stakes it on this platform, and the tokens are used for a specific purpose, to transfer this medication, to basically ship this medication to a specific hospital or medical facility in Ukraine. So the hospital or this facility cannot accept Bitcoins and then convert it into dollars and spend it somehow. Also, we will monitor and track that this hospital that received this medication uses this medication to treat the patients and does not sell this medication to someone else. So basically, this process of charity donation is becoming more transparent. The hospital, which is going to be the recipient of the medication, and they will not have seduction or temptation to spend this medication for other purposes, because that will be target use. This process will also help to raise organic demand, natural demand for the token, because dozens of millions of dollars of tokens will go through DHLT. Token holders will be able to see the development and the growth of token in the market. Now, speaking of our plans, what we are doing now and the plans for the nearest future. To be honest, we had hoped that Alex Momot and his accomplices, who were perpetrating this crime against DeHealth, they will go back to their senses, that the common sense will take over, and they will repent, and they will say, okay, here is your money, here is your liquidity, and here is your token. So we had been hoping he would do so. Given such scenario, we wouldn't have to reissue HLT token. We would just put it back into the smart contract and everything will be all right. But unfortunately, it didn't happen so. On the 2nd of March, we warned the whole community, please do not buy HLT tokens in the market, because all your money is stolen by this scammer. So our step number 1 will be to reissue HLT token. Most likely we will use the same name, but the smart contract of the token will be different. So we will take snapshot of users' balances. As of 11 p.m. UTC, the 2nd of March. Us, as project administrators, requested our community not to buy tokens on PancakeSwap. Second, we make a blacklist of addresses that have HLT token balances, from which there won't be exchange for the new token. In other words, all scammers, all fraudsters will be deprived of the possibility to get new token. Also, we are not going to transfer tokens to our staking contract. All users, I think that I'm already answering the question prematurely because I believe that such question will be asked. All users who participated in staking will receive their tokens back, maybe with some interest. We are still discussing this, I mean, the interest part. Once they get their tokens back, they can stake it anew in our contract. After that, we make a script that will transfer all balances in new token to token holders, except those addresses that are blacklisted. Manually, we will transfer a proper amount of tokens to launchpads. These are the initial steps that we are going to undertake.
Dennis, thank you very much. Maybe I just intervene here. So, have you found now also reliable partner who will help you to do all these steps, let's say? And additional question to here, when you estimate this all to happen, release of new token and new liquidity pool and so on and so on.
Reset of the project. Actually, I only talked about initial steps. I think it'll take a month or so. We are going to work fast in order to reset the whole project. By the end of the month, we will see successful trade in the decentralized market, and maybe there will be listing on the central market. A few more words about a launchpad called LunaPad. That was yet another partner of ours when we were trying to issue a HLT. We don't have any proof that there is a connection between Alex Momot and LunaPad. They probably used our vulnerable position that we were cheated, the project was nearly killed, and LunaPad was the only platform who hasn't transferred the proceeds of the IDO token sale, nor have they returned the tokens. I'm not sure what you guys do in crypto community with such organizations, so probably you call them scammers, fraudsters, but that's the fact that I think you need to know about.
So LunaPad has also amount of part of your token and LunaPad participants. Therefore, you naturally need to release a new token because decent amount of tokens is in hands of LunaPad and also in hands of Alex of Peanut Trade. Let's call this Peanut Trade, represented by Alex Momot. Okay, and regarding the, let's say, the tech part with the application itself, because what you described before with token utility, it's definitely important, but it's also a pivot to your firstly business case. So do you plan, let's say, in some visible timeline to develop or continue developing the application itself, where the tokens will be utility?
I outlined our plans I gave you a brief overview, and please be understandable to us, because what we are sharing with you, these are our inside plans, and we are being sincere with you. So within this month, we are planning to issue this application, to develop this application, so that the token could be used inside our ecosystem. And it can be used for charity objectives as well, so that token utility works. Why is it important for us? Because for us, it will create natural demand for token. It's important for our token holders. It's important for us because it's a wonderful tool. It's a transparent tool. And it's marketing tool. When token works inside the ecosystem, people will keep talking about that. They will share this information, and this will be information about the mass adoption of cryptocurrency. The token will enter Ukrainian clinics, medical facilities, and it will also enter facilities in Baltic countries, France, India, other countries worldwide, that will raise loyalty level for patients and doctors. So we will generate this kind of natural demand. That's why the new token, new HLT token, once it's reissued and once it's in the market, we want a natural demand for this token. We will do our best to find an opportunity, regardless of what's happening with Momot and Penetrate and the progress of investigation and the progress of this case. We will make a new pool in PancakeSwap. We will find financial opportunity. We will have financial opportunity to make good marketing company. And speaking of partners, the question that you had asked earlier, we had been working with one Ukrainian company. Part of them are based in California and part is based in Ukraine. They are very slow, but we are open for new partnership, not only technical partnership, but also we can cooperate in PR sector, in marketing. Using the opportunity, I'd like to express my gratitude to CyberFi group. They're always offering us certain solutions, certain ideas, and we are capable of remunerating their services.
Okay, so you explained now to us that you definitely continue developing the main product with token utility, and that you will have a delay because first of the war and because of the fraud what happened. It's clear. Then let's say we wish you good luck here, and we really waiting for this. All the community is waiting for this, for the utility. And if you can implement the utility of donations in a good way, then everybody will support this. For example, we are working together with Unchained Ukraine. It's another blockchain helping fund, and since we are working with them, we know that already many people in Ukraine got help from them. But it's important also to have a proof of this, really proof with photos, videos, and so on. The community, Web3 community, is transparent, like blockchain transactions. Therefore, you should keep this in mind. But maybe, Nelly, we should also switch to questions from the community. You are muted.
Yeah, sorry for this. I said thank you, Stan. And guys, coming back to the community questions, Martin just wanted to clarify. Did he understand you correctly? Because since we have the translation procedure, that this guy, scammer, Alex Momot, yeah, and his company Peanut Trader, they had DeHealth tokens in hands before IDO, or that's not the case?
Not before IDO. Nobody had tokens on hands before IDO. It was between IDO and the listing in the market. So
okay, so maybe
he said that they needed tokens for listing. He said that in order to create the pair on PancakeSwap, I need HLT tokens and I need $225,000, and this is what we wired.
Okay, thanks a lot for elaborating. Maybe that was the misunderstanding due the translation issue. So now it's very clear for everything, guys. Nobody had the tokens in hands before IDO. So it is the period between IDO and listing on DEXs. Okay, clear. Thank you. Another question. So right now you are pivoting. Does it mean that the previous business model, which you envisioned for DeHealth and executed on in many Ukrainian clinics, hospitals, etc., with users' data, it's not actual anymore?
It works, and we are going to continue using this model, because not only in Ukraine, because that was a pilot project, but we are also going to use it in other countries. Because of war, there is definitely some delay in communication between patients and medical institutions. Lots of clinics have converted into military hospitals, and they do not do elective surgeries or elective procedures, but I believe it's only the matter of time. So when the war is over, people will definitely need medical services, because we cannot stop being sick because of war.
And and by the way, you could also expand to other countries. I mean, the business model and the also blockchain or token-based business model is not limited to one country, right? So this is, of course, it's easier for you to start in Ukraine because it's your homeland and you know everything. But since you are also internationally organized, I know you have team members from different countries, then you should also think about maybe making pilots in other countries and start also there.
Yeah, and maybe since the whole world right now stands with Ukraine, stands for Ukraine and for Ukrainian founders and businesses, maybe it will also be an additional booster of your international development, yeah, and implementation.
Yes.
Another question, guys, to finish with the first part about what has happened. You mentioned two companies, Godbit and Peanut Trader. Peanut Trader is the company of this Alex Momot, and Godbit is another market maker, yeah? Just to be clear for everyone, because indeed, as Stan said, Godbit, at least, well, we don't know about Peanut Trade, but Godbit is quite an active company that has visibility on the market. And even since it happened with you, we already met quite a number of startups who are talking with Godbit and planning to work together. So we want to understand as clear as possible, whom do you blame in this situation? Was it both companies who jointly screwed you and organized this? Or was it one of them and another one was involved unconsciously? Should I repeat the question?
Do we have sound problems or?
I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think guys are replying something, no?
Looks like this.
I just repeated the question just in case they missed the last episode.
Okay.
Okay, let's the investigation do their job as to who took the lead and who unconsciously joined this scheme. We don't want to call anybody scammer or fraudster before the law enforcement find all the facts. But we definitely know that Alex Momot and the peanut trader, so they are fraudsters because the case was initiated against them. But what we know about Godbit? Godbit as a company, they have certain software that Alex Momot supplies to them. So when the war started, Alex Momot ordered, as he said, he ordered this Russian company, Godbit, to stop supporting us. So just allow Momot with assistance of Godbit to kill our project. And when we wired the second part of money to Godbit in order to support the liquidity, they said that, I will quote, "We received the money, but we are not going to start working unless we get the blessing from Momot. So if you have any questions, address them to Momot." So I understand that Momot masterminded the whole thing. He was a sort of gray cardinal, so he was behind everything. But let's the investigation figure out who is guilty. We don't want to make any premature verdicts. But we have all the correspondence, we have screenshots, and we know that Godbit refused to do market making. They took the money and they said, okay, if you have any issues, address them to Alex Momot. Nelly, Stan, and the rest of the community, the whole community, when you watch this chronology of our events, if you want to know the results of the investigation, of course, we cannot disclose the information during the investigation, but once we have the outcomes, we will be happy to share with you if you're interested to know.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Following you and yeah, sure. Yeah, sorry, Stan, you wanted to say?
I just we simultaneously said definitely. You should definitely after you have the results disclose these results to the community. Simply because, again, emphasizing on this and repeating this, we are on open Web3 decentralized space. There are no countries here, only people, peer to peer, and therefore all the community who is interested in the health and in this IDO should know about the results.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. And okay, I think that maybe guys from the community, please don't hesitate to ask more questions if something is still unclear for you, because the goal of this today's AMA session was to clarify the unclear things, to remove the gossips from the market, yeah, and to give the stage to the health founders to talk openly with the community and explain what has happened, explain, and as they said, they have all the screenshots, all the proofs. So please ask the questions if something in this part is still unclear. And switching to the positive part of the recovery, etc. Bogdan is asking, so did he understand correctly? If we bought tokens before 1st of March and after the date, without knowing, we should not, but anymore, what will happen with the tokens both after after 1st of March? In case of Bogdan, he has all his tokens in DeHealth staking, those bought after 1st March as well.
We made 10 announcements or so in our chat. Stop buying tokens starting of the 2nd of March, because we didn't know what we are going to do. Reissue the token, because you understand that the price plummeted. They were nearly free of charge. And some community people, some investors said, okay, let's buy tokens free of charge. And once they reissue the tokens, we will have a lot of them. That's why in our chat, we made it very clear. We urged the people not to buy tokens starting from the 2nd of March, because we were in the process of project recovery. As I said, that we make the snapshot of the balance of all token holders. So that's before the 2nd of March, the midnight. As for staking, I think that we will treat some cases individually. Bogdan, if you are not involved with Alex Momot, you should not be afraid. You will get your tokens, all of them back. But if you are involved in this fraud scheme, then you will not get anything, unfortunately.
Okay, sounds fair, guys.
Yeah, reasonable.
Yeah, sounds fair. And the clarification from the user with the nickname CryptoComb events. So users that got tokens before and up to the end of 1st of March, they will be eligible for new token airdrop, right?
That's until the end of the 2nd of March, 11 p.m. UTC, 2nd of March.
Okay, that is clear. And Bogdan sorry, please go on.
No, I think...
So, yes, on 11 p.m. UTC, 2nd of March.
Okay. Okay, so fortunately everything is very good trackable on the smart contract, on the blockchain, on Ethers, on Binance scan. Therefore, it will be everything clear about this. Okay, yeah, do we have other questions?
There were a few clarifications on the first part of the story, yeah, but I think we very clearly could explain the case.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe here the question from my side, and I'm sure a lot of community members share the same question. What kind of help or support, guys, do you need from your community and from our community?
Now we need you to help us spread the word, share the truthful information, what happened, who is to blame in this situation. And our community is probably the best place where they can spread the word and voice the truth. So they can do it in social networks, in their groups. It's really important that people know the truth, because we are planning to reset the project. We are now working on the new marketing plan. We are working with influencers, and your support is absolutely vital for us. It's also important that people and projects that cooperate or intend to cooperate with scammers, they should know about what happened, and they take preventive steps to avoid ending up in a situation that we had ended up in. We've been working on that project for a long time. And one person decided that he can kill our offspring, our child, our team. So that was the result of, that was the collective result of many people, launchpads, team, our software developers, you name it. And it reminds me the situation that one midget in Kremlin, disgusting midget in Kremlin, decided that he can start a war against independent country. And I know that there is going to be international criminal court in The Hague that Putin will have to stand in front of. And in this case, Momot will definitely end in jail. We work with very serious partners in traditional sector. Let me add something. For crypto community, I think that this incident can also be very demonstrative, because what's happening in crypto community is always punished. I mean, yeah, if there is a scammer, the scammer will definitely be liable, and he will be punished. That's why I think that you can use our lesson. The guy who committed this crime is going to be liable. Speaking of help, we are now in active search of the head for our marketing department, since our marketing manager, he stayed in Kyiv, he joined territorial defense unit. He is now taking the gun and he is defending our country. So we are now hiring, we are looking for a marketing expert who has experience in crypto world. We are grateful to Ralph and we are grateful to Scalewap. If you know anybody who might be suitable for this position, who might help us in promoting our project globally, please let us know. You can share this information, and if you have any suitable candidates, please let us know.
Okay,
you also understand that.
Yeah, sorry, please continue. I thought you finished. Please.
We are also looking for a reliable technical partner and market maker. We have a lot of recommendations, but now we are very scrupulous and we are nitpicking basically. But if you know anybody reliable, anybody who we could consider, we would be grateful for any references. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Maybe because we are also running out of time, despite this is very important and maybe kind of unique AMA, unfortunately for you, for the project, but maybe and hopefully with learnings for others, that especially in blockchain space, one need to choose partners very, very, very carefully. One last question of Dinkar. He mentioned that there is a similar, not similar, but a project with similar situation, Toreco, and they relaunched, but their token got dumped at the beginning. What kind of measures do you want or do you plan to do that it's not repeating again? The question of Tinkar. I know that in parts you already answered this, but maybe you can nail to this point.
Denise basically answered this question earlier during our session. What we do, we are trying to raise demand for our cryptocurrency using several tools. One of the tools is very important, and it's not only important for us, but it's also important for Ukraine, for the whole Europe, because our country has become the shield protecting the whole Europe, because Russian troops may go further and they may start the Third World War. We all have to help our people. We have to help our armed forces to defend our motherland, and our cryptocurrency will be the means of help to Ukrainian people, heroic Ukrainian people, for what they do, defending their motherland. The high demand is also can also be explained by the fact that we sent hundreds of millions of dollars to help Ukraine in their fight, and our token will be the target help to Ukraine, and it will help medical sector in Ukraine. We are also working on marketing. We are not only reissuing the token, but we will try to involve as many marketing tools as possible in order to promote our project. We are going to use influencers, advertisements, etc. New partners, new allies in crypto world. And our marketing goal is listing on big centralized markets. If you follow the news, we have preliminary arrangements with the top 5 centralized markets. Unfortunately, we cannot enter them now. First, we need to reissue our token. Then we will show good graph of trade on DEX, and then we will make the listing on CEX, and that will be a good marketing stunt. And in summation, Anna was very emotional because we are tired of all this, and we are a little bit relaxed talking to you, but we still are being very, very emotional. We took conscientious decision. Our lawyers did not recommend it to do that, but we took conscientious decision to enter crypto world, implement decentralization not only on the level of our technologies and products, but also on the level of decision making. And we see freedom here. We see huge opportunities here. Web 3.0, HLT token, health token, can be a physical symbol of freedom, the symbol of fight for freedom, the symbol of angel guardian of healthcare, especially given the circumstances, dire circumstances Ukraine found itself in. That could be a good example how we can unite the community, because Ukraine has united the whole community, and this token can unite crypto community and can show the real values of what we do. we as crypto community do a lot, because it's not only about money, that we need to find money to do a successful IDO and sell tokens through market makers, as Mr. Momot and his team were trying to explain. This is the world that we are creating together. And it's the world of opportunities. It's the world of tomorrow. It's the world of the future. How you can control your medical data, how you can control your money. It's about independence in broad sense of this world. We are not accountable to big banks, international corporations, and central resources. We are absolutely convinced in what we do. We believe in our idea, regardless all obstacles. Myself, Anna, and our team are trying to move forward.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. So we hope that you will have success. You will overcome this situation and come out from this situation even stronger and better, more focused, working with good partners, especially regarding tech side, because again, crypto is unstoppable. As soon as it is in hands of somebody, then this somebody can do whatever he like. Therefore, it's very important to work on this. But we hope that all your plans will be fulfilled. We will help you as one of our launch startups, and we will also update our community and IDO participants on the health from our community about your state. And we hope that very soon you can recover, and all these plans, what you explained to us, will come through with new token, with pivoted business model, with charity. So we are supporting you here.
Yeah, and I see that community is very supportive as well. For example, Alex Scorpio, the nick of the user, he is writing, "I understand everything and wish the DeHealth team success in their hard work. The humanitarian assistance they provided to civilians in Ukraine and its defenders. And we received comments and plans that sweet me completely. Good luck and success to you. Kazakhstanians are with you." And I see quite a lot of messages like this in the chat. And I think it's a good example that you managed really to attract very good and supportive people who still stand by your side. And we, together with our community, Scalewap, will also be glad to continue supporting you guys in your new pivot path and in the further development. We wish you good luck in everything what you are doing now to recover. Let's join our efforts. And I remind also to the community that this AMA is now being recorded, and the recorded version will be published in our YouTube channel. And since you heard that the DeHealth founders, Anna and Dennis, elaborated that they need your help in spreading the word, in spreading awareness, about their project and about what has happened, for both to support the health and also for other projects to avoid ending up with these situations. So please, when you see that the video is published, do your best to share it with your followers in your social media, sending it to chats, groups, and share it with the community. Plus also maybe adding comments about what you've heard today and what are the outcomes. Because with this small effort, with just a couple of clicks, forwarding, reposting, and resharing, you will add a lot of value, guys. So don't forget about this, and don't underestimate what value can you bring in these kind of situations with your community support. So I thank everyone for joining our AMA today. And of course, thanks a lot to Anna and Dennis, who sitting here in front of us, answering very transparently all the questions, not hiding anything behind, and being so brave and transparent and open. So thanks a lot. Our hearts are with you, and best of luck, guys. Take care of yourself and take care of the health and your communities.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye to everyone.
We are from Ukraine. Now it's a slogan.
Yeah. Давайте. Слава Україні.
Yeah.
Glory to Ukraine, glory to heroes.
Yeah.